Howdy, everyone. Welcome to the May Appsmith Release Jam. Hey, this is a get together to review some of the latest announcements, features, and improvements in our platform and also, get a glimpse of what we have been working on. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been live with you all. So please say hi on the chat. Where are you connecting from? I always love to know which part of the world are you connecting, and also let me know what are you working on and what stack are you developing. It doesn't really have to be an appsmith stack or application. If you're working on something different, let me know because I'm always curious about technology in general. Hey, we have a new setup here. I bet you probably know we have a couple of cameras now. So there's a reason why we have been out for a couple of weeks, and that's because part of our DevRel team has been participating in some of the different events to spread the word about our product and also to learn more about the latest in tech. So first, let me talk to you about the Gartner Application Innovation and Business Solutions Summit, which happened in Las Vegas. And our CEO, head of DevRel, Ron, I bet you remember him from some events, and also the head of sales, which is Tyler, showcased Appsmith to more than 2,000 engineers and technology leaders. Now, this event really helped us to understand, first of all, how low code is getting more and more widely spread use and also spread accepted in the community, and also how our product vision it's in the right track for enterprises and businesses. So there you go. There's a picture of our friendly, amazing CEO, head of DevRel and sales, who showcased AppSmith to a lot of people. Now, on the other hand, while this was happening and at the same time, I participated in the Google I/O in Silicon Valley, which was definitely very focused on the latest AI changes. I will say that probably the most valuable announcement and relevant to us is Gemini Pro 2, which is a multimodal and supports 2 million tokens. Now, let me show you a picture because I was right over there in front of the main stage. And the cool stuff about this Gemini is that now you can not only prompt text, but also images and videos. And since AppSmith has photo and video widgets and integrates with Gemini as a data source, in case you didn't know, there is a video in our YouTube channel, which remember you to subscribe. You can very easily integrate Google Gemini, just an API key that you can get very easily from Google AI Studio. So that means there are a lot of opportunities to build even more intelligent enterprise AppSmith apps because now Gemini supports this multimodal and AppSmith already manages all of these widgets for you, audio and camera, so you can send this information to Gemini very easily in an AppSmith app. Also, on the other hand, something that called my attention was something called Web AI, which is AI at the browser level without the need to go back to the server. And that's very interesting. So let me show you an image that I have here because this is a picture that I took from a demo that happened. And it's just a library. It's just a library that you can import. And this library uses behind the scenes TensorFlow and large language models to use generative AI, again, at the browser level. So I cannot wait to see all of the custom widgets that you will build with AppSmith using this web AI thing. And also, I will be preparing some examples and AppSmith templates for you soon because this is definitely one of the things that I think that will be worth to mention about this event. All right, now remember that we have the monthly contest. That's always happening. It's happening every month, and you can always participate. Remember that this month's topic is about developer tools, in case you didn't know. AppSmith is a great tool for quickly building internal tools that runs your entire business, but it's also good for building smaller utility type tools like, for example, file converters, generators, regex tools, etc. So this is like, for example, an option for you to bring maybe a couple of external libraries, a couple of external JavaScript libraries, and build any type of developer tool that you can imagine. This month, we want to see the best developer tools utilities, converters, or any type of ads that basically assists you in your development process, either in Appsmith or in any other platform. Like it doesn't have to be an Appsmith specific developer tools. You can just use any type of developer tools that helps you in your day-to-day and you are participating. Remember, all you have to do is create a template, submit a template, and that's it. You're going to be participating. And actually, we have something very interesting for this specific monthly contest. We have a in a specific swag. Now, let me show you that swag right now because it's going to be apart from what we normally give. There's a specific image, sorry, in a specific teacher that we will be sending to those who win. That's very exciting because I don't even I don't even have that teacher, to be honest, and I'd like to win it, but I can't. So all right, so let's talk about business. Let's talk about some of the latest changes. I don't know if anyone is talking on the chat. Let me review. We have Oscar, and we also have Cantareira Martins. So hey Oscar, hey Cantareira. Actually, Oscar has been creating amazing Spanish content over the last 2 weeks. I would like to call that out because Oscar is now one of our community members who is also helping creating content. So if you speak Spanish like I do, go and check out some of the content that Oscar has been creating. To be honest, they're top quality, great for anyone who wants to use Appsmith and maybe English is not like your language. Definitely go and check out some of the content that Oscar is creating. All right, so let's talk about business. Um, let's talk about Git. Git is extremely important. You know, at Appsmith, we understand that literally Git is the common tool that probably every developer uses in their day to day. Like, independent from their stack, that they're working on, Git is like a common tool that we all use, and it's amazing, you know. So we understood, sorry, that developers integrating Git into AppSmith struggled a little bit with limited visibility into the changes they were making in their apps. Now, if you're working as a team, it's really important that you have full visibility about the changes that are happening. You know, maybe you're pulling somebody else pulls request, or maybe you're changing your branch. You would like to know exactly what changes are happening in those different branches in that PR. That's key to work in a team. So the lack of a detailed view or modifications before making commits can lead to an unintended alteration, and you know, it's overall hard to understand what changes are being done when working as a team. So to resolve this issue, we improved the information in the commit model inside the Appsmith app to show a granular change. This allows you to review all of the changes that you have been making to your apps. The model displays changes for each resource, providing a clear and concise view of what has been added, what's been changed, deleted, or modified. So let me actually show that like in real life. Let's bring our browser here. Here we have an application and also a workflow. In case you haven't heard about workflows, it's right now on beta and you can sign up to use the beta. We have a couple of videos in the make, and I'm actually very interested about a video that we have been working and it's going to be releasing soon about workflows. So stay tuned because it's going to be very interesting. But overall, when you go to a AppSmith application and you connect your Git branch, sorry, your Git repository, you'll be able to have all of the branches local and also from the remote and be able to pull that and review the changes or change branches immediately. So this is a very simple application. It's just a table that pulls some tags that doesn't have any description from some of our APIs. It's nothing crazy, you know, but I know that on the develop branch, I have some changes. For example, I know that maybe we created another query, maybe we created a couple of JS objects. We have another page that showcases some of the events that our team are working on. So I can see that here. Like if you see down below, there is like a 17 number. That means that we have 17 changes to commit in this master branch. Now let me zoom out a little bit so we can see more. And again, now we can get a glance of what's being changed in this specific branch, which before we actually commit. So for example, we added a new query called get events. We also remove one page. We remove three queries. We added a new page called report page, which added some queries, and you can get the name of that query. Also, JavaScript object. Also, we added a new data source called marketing sheet, and we added two JavaScript libraries, JS to PDF and JSON Web Token, and also some applications settings were modified. So this is great because before I actually do any commit, I can definitely see what's happening. And maybe if there's something I shouldn't be adding, for example, maybe I pulled the JS to PDF library, but I really didn't use. So I can just go back, remove the library because I don't want to add that in my commit. And this is definitely one of the greatest changes that we have been doing in all of the Git workflow that we have inside Appsmith. Now, again, this is also not only useful for the person who is developing the app and is wanting to do a change, but also this is great when somebody wants to pull the changes and they will be able to see this same preview of the changes that happen in the branch that they're switching to. So here I can just, add a commit, push to the branch, and hey, we also have some continuous delivery on this specific branch. We have something that is going to be building the app, testing, doing some end-to-end tests using Cypress, and also have like a Jenkins server. But that's a whole different story that we can talk about continuous delivery in a different video that we're working on. So remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. But again, this is a great change in terms of Git. Now, other changes that we have been doing is about the overall developing experience. Now, we want Appsmith to be a developer-first platform and get closer to most of the development applications out there. So when you're writing queries and when you're writing JavaScript, let me change page here to this one that has like more queries and more JavaScript. One of the things that we launched is the side-by-side editing. Remember that now you can just toggle, and in case you missed it, there is this button here that basically is going to open the code editor next to the UI. So this is great because now you can reference the ID of a given element. You can see what content is happening. You can see changes in real life happening in the UI as you are working on your JavaScript or on your queries. But one of the changes that I also wanted to showcase is that we enhanced the tab management. Now, you can have multiple tabs here in the editor alongside the UI on the right. So this is very close to whatever development environment you have been using to write code, right? For example, VS Code. So I can have multiple tabs and I can bring other JavaScript files in the case that I'm working in the JavaScript tab. And if you have multiple JavaScript files, like in a real application, in a real life application, you probably have a bunch of them. You can click this button here and you will be able to see not only all of the files, but also you can search them. You can search for content inside that JavaScript file. So that's amazing because again, if you have multiple files, it's very easy to drive inside your application. And it's the same thing with queries. If you go to queries, for example, I can pull this query here that I'm working on, and I can have multiple queries that I have. For example, this marketing sheet, and I can also create new queries. And again, click in this hamburger menu here and get a glance of all of the queries that I have in this specific page and be able to not only understand what I have, but also change and search for them. Again, this is all to get closer to a better developer experience so you can very easily not have context switching, which was something that we understood it was, something that was a pain point that you have to go back to the UI. Oh, I don't remember the idea of this specific widget. Now go back to the JavaScript file or to your query. Now you can work on everything in a single browser tab. You don't have to switch anything. And right now I have like a very zoomed browser window, but if you have like your normal monitor, you will be able to fit everything there without having to switch anything. You can have your queries on the left, your data sources, your JavaScript files, your UI on the right. And again, if you go to the UI to maybe add a new element or modify the properties of any of your widgets, you can easily do that. And if I go back to the GS, the UI tab stays on the right. So again, all of this is to make sure that we develop the best experience for you as a developer who's writing apps and writing more applications in Appsmith. And hey, we have a message from Oscar. You are creating more content on the way. That's great. Hey, that's great. So if anyone's watching this live, let us know in the chat. Let us know what are you working on. If you believe that this is very interesting or something that you have tried, I would like to know if you have connect your Appsmith app to Git. Like I know that a lot of you are working on your Appsmith applications, whether if it is self-hosted or not. But I'd like to know if you connect your Appsmith to Git and what your experience has been, because our team has been working really hard to build a better experience around connecting to Git to be able to have continuous delivery, continuous integration, maybe add some sort of testing in between, because we understand that most of the teams out there that develop applications, that's part of the things that they need. They have their own repositories, which doesn't have to be GitHub. It can be GitLab or it can be their own Git server. At the end, if you have a Git server that can connect to your Appsmith app, and can be internal or external, that's fine. You can integrate it into Appsmith and you can be able to start having these development workflows that most of the respectful companies have, to have pull requests, to have secured branch that nobody can commit to the master branch. And now you can bring all of that into Appsmith without leaving the ecosystem inside Appsmith. You can create your commits, as you could see, you can manage your branches, you can have protected branches, and now you can have continuous delivery and continuous integration. And also all of these enhancements in the UI, it's to get closer to something that we're going to be unveiling soon, which is a new way, a much easier way to develop Appsmith applications at the UI level. That's what our team is working on. All right. It's exciting. I'm excited about it. So let me know if you are. All right. So we have other things. We have other things. And one of the things that I wanted to mention is next week, we'll have a very interesting event, something that we called Live Debugging Challenge. Fix it and win it. So, the idea is that during this interactive session, we'll set up various scenarios with intentionally broken Appsmith apps. For example, incorrect data bindings or faulty queries or buggy JavaScript code, or maybe a JSON structure that is being passed to a chart and AppSmith is not working fine. I don't know. We'll have some stuff. Joseph is working on getting some of those intentionally not working apps for you. And the idea is that you fix it. That's the twist. We have been doing a lot of live coding challenges, and it's great when somebody like Joseph, who's like the master in AppSmith, kind of jump on it and he knows what to do. He has been working in AppSmith for a long time. So that's great. He does that every Friday. But we'd like to bring you into the table. We'd like to bring you to develop and debug apps live and also help us to do that. And the idea is that we kind of help you to understand valuable debugging techniques from the AppsMeet experts while getting hands-on experience troubleshooting real apps problems. Hey, and also we will have a specific swag for those who are able to fix some of the things that we have in life. So you will win it immediately. You fix it, you have swag. So that's the whole idea. We want to bring you to this type of live coding that we do, that Joseph does. And the whole idea is that we bring the community together. We would like to know more about you. We would like to bring you into the table. So it's not only me here talking. So expect more about that event. We'll be publishing that event right after this release jam finishes, and you will be able to sign up and prepare for it. So let me know if that's something that is interesting for you. And hey, you will be able to win swag immediately and be part of this type of conversations that we normally have, which normally just me or Joseph talking to you. I'd like to bring you into the conversation and maybe have like a more open conversation. Hey, how did you debug this? How do you work with Appsmith if you haven't already? How did you debug normal JavaScript? Like if you're working in JavaScript, not in the Appsmith context, but in your normal day-to-day, if you write JavaScript, how do you debug it? And how can we bring that debugging experience into Appsmith? Because we do have inspector, we have console logs, we have the ability to do breakpoints that basically help us to debug and troubleshoot. So we kind of bring the existing debugging experience that you might have in your existing workflow into Appsmith. So that's the whole idea. that we have an open conversation, we had fun, we bring you into the actual live chat if you want to. If you don't want to be part of the live but still can fix some of the things that are happening, that's fine. You can fix it from the background. Let us know, hey, I fixed it, and you can still win some of the swag that we will have for that specific event that, again, it's happening next week. Let me show you an image here that I have about this event so you can be excited about it. So let me show it here. There you go. Oh my God, I can see myself in the background. I think I can see myself in the background of this image. I didn't know I could do that. Hey, all right. So that's very interesting. So in general terms, that's what I wanted to cover today. I will give some minutes to know if somebody in the chat wants to tell something, wants to let me know about something. But remember that you can just go to GitHub. You can go to GitHub and see all of the release notes that we have been doing for all of the deployments that we do. We have daily promotions. I mean, that's amazing from our tech team. So you can see what's going on. We have a lot of changes that are not only something that we can share on the call, but are also happening behind the scenes. Like, for example, we have been doing some improvements in the OAuth 2 authenticated API for the grant type client credentials. We had a fix that happened over there. So if you're working with OAuth 2.0, in terms of the client credentials, that's something that's relevant to you. Also, we have been doing some changes in the uploading media files via REST API. So, for example, if you were using the REST API action, the file picker widget to upload multiple files like PDFs, MP3s, videos, whatever, you might have encountered an issue where the file, although successfully uploaded, will get corrupted. And to address that problem, we introduce a binary tab in the body of the REST API action. So it's those little details that we have been working on that you can see on our release notes, because our team has been doing a great job, not only launching new features like the ones that I show you, but also fixing existing problems and improving performance, which is something that our team has been working a lot over the last 3 months. Now, we kind of stop a little bit on big launches in terms of features, although we have the workflows and the reusable packages. And I don't know if you know about reusable packages. Let me know in the chat if you haven't, but reusable packages is a thing. But again, not only launching big important features, but also making sure that the application is stable enough, is getting improvements in terms of performance. And that's what our team has been working on. Actually, before we go off, I'd like to show you a bit about the reusable packages. So I don't know if you know that, but we not only have the workflows, which I have been talking a little bit about in the previous release jams and things like that, but also we have reusable packages. And basically, the idea is that you have modules. Modules, for example, query modules, like, for example, you can have queries to your databases or to your data sheets or to Appsmith AI, for example. So if I go back to, for example, my application here, let me create a data source. Let's just create one of the tests that I have here, the users one, which basically just brings users. I could just create a package around this. So I can create one here. And the idea is that you can create queries that you reuse on multiple applications. Now, we heard you that was one of the things that, if you're working on multiple applications, you will have to recreate that query into the other application if you need it. We have partial import export, which is also another thing that I don't know if you know. We have been talking about partial import export for a while, but we have seen that not a lot of people are using it. But long story short, this is a way for you to basically create reusable packages. So you can pass parameters. In this case, let's say I want to select all from the users table, limit to, and I can just change here and I can do something like inputs dot limit. And I can call this get users with limits. So now, if I bring this to an application, all I have to do is call it, and basically, and I have to add the input here. It's called limit, and the default value is going to be 10. So if I run it, I will be able to get 10 users here, but if I change it to default value, at least I'm going to be pulling 5 users. And then I can just bring that into my application. I can have an application here, and I can create a query, and I can just get a new reusable package. Let me see where it is. I think it's create new query from existing data source, but I have my data source already. I might be blind right now. Help me, guys. I don't see it. Maybe I have to put a name on it. So I have this package. Oh, I have 2 packages. Let me see which one it is. It's this one. So let's rename it. Let's call reusable query. Maybe I have to polish it. Yeah, that's what happens when you're live. Let me delete this one. There it is. Now we have it here from reusable queries. I can just call it, and as you can see, we have the inputs. In this case, if we define the limit to one of the parameters that we have to pass, here we can do data binding. So the cool stuff is, for example, we could have something in the UI that defines the limit, pass that as the parameter into the limit query, and that will be passed to the reusable packages. Now, the cool thing is obviously reusability, interoperability, and maintenance. Like if you want to do a change to the query, that will be applied to all of the applications that are using that query. That's obviously great from a time and obviously troubleshooting, maintainability, etc. So again, I can just pass data maybe from a table widget, maybe I have a filter over there, or maybe I have something in the UI, or I can just hard code it here. Maybe let's get 50. Let's run it. Let me just open this bigger, and there you go. Now we have 50 records, as you can see. So that's cool. For me, that's amazing because, again, you can just create your reusable queries, and not only reusable queries, you can create reusable JavaScript. So again, you can have utility functions or anything that comes to mind, which also receives parameters and execute JavaScript. And that's great because probably when you write JavaScript, you want to reuse that in multiple applications. And that's the whole idea of Appsmith, that we give you a more reusable, real life business and enterprise ready application. So now you have, again, reusable packages and workflows, which I'm not going to be showing you right now because the video is coming up probably in a couple of days. But again, also we have videos for reusable packages that are coming up, which probably is going to explain even further more extensive user usage for JavaScript reusable packages, for queries reusable packages. But again, this is part of the things that our team is working on. So in general terms, that's it for today. If you have any question, let me know on the chat. It's been great to connect to all of you again. And remember, next week's event, I would like to see you over there. I would like to interact even further with you. And hey, stay tuned in our Discord channel about how it's going to happen, how this connection is going to happen. And also go to the community portal. There's a lot of content being created over there by myself and Joseph, and also the community members like Oscar and Sanjeev, who has been doing content themselves. And do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel because, again, we're about to reach 77K. So please subscribe. I think it's like 30 people are 30 subscribers away from the 7K. So yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel because we're going to be creating a lot of content. It's coming up. And again, we have some videos about workflows, reusable packages, Appsmith AI, which I'm preparing some videos for Appsmith AI with insane usage ideas that we have preparing. So yeah, connect with us on the community chat, on the community portal, on Discord. And I think that's it for now. Have a great rest of the week. Tomorrow, remember, we have the Friday Tech Workshop with Joseph, who is always joining and just explaining amazing things about building apps that he come up with ideas right in the minute. And again, that's it for now. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you on the next one. See you next week. Bye bye. Take care.